So that was my path to the Air Force's gates, and yeah, it was a little bit novel, and I think it sort of set a precedence for the rest of my career, to be honest, because one expects to join the Air Force and perhaps go through officer training, go through flying training, be successful if you can be, come out the other end. Everybody aspires. I say everybody. Sorry, not everybody aspires to be a fast jet guy, but you know the stereotype is, you know, that's what you're supposed to aim for. Back then, it was, you know, you've got to aim high and all that sort of stuff. And you know, I know there's going to be multi-engine guys and helicopter guys out there going, "Oh God, here we go, another fast jet guy." You know, but you know, there was a truth, and there was a very hard, cold truth at that point, because the so-called Cold War, and the peace dividend thereafter was biting hard. And I went to officer training when the Gulf War was happening, so I watched the Gulf War from afar. My input to the Gulf War was ironing bed sheets and making hospital corners and making sure my kit was ironed and all the rest of it. That was my input. But we were all watching it very closely because of the amount of Royal Air Force involvement. So the Gulf War was happening, and then of course post Gulf War, it was defence cuts, defence cuts, defence cuts because of this so-called peace dividend, and you know that's gone really well for us, hasn't it? But that was the truth at the time. So going through flying training, it really was fast jet or nothing. My course badge, when I went through basic flying training, our course motto was Group 1 or BFH. So Group 1 or bus fare home. And it really was. If we didn't hit Group 1, that's the fast jet element. It used to be called Group 1. Group 2 was multi-engines, and Group 3 was helicopters. If you didn't make Group 1 standard at basic flying training, that was pretty much it. Some guys went back to previous roles that they'd done. We had an ex-flight engineer on the course. We had a couple of guys who were offered navigator, to be honest, because they had scored really highly on their navigational aptitude testing and all that sort of stuff. So a couple of guys had opportunities, but we lost an awful lot, not just on my course, but the courses around us during '92, which is when I did basic. We lost an awful lot of people because the front line, the fast jet front line, which we were all supposed to be aiming for after basic, was being drawn down massively. Those cuts were hitting hard, but I was fortunate.